Speaking of the Steelers, who do you
Yeah.
think they should start at quarterback? Do you think they should go with Trubisky? I mean, I've heard Mason Rudolph's been impressive. I don't think he's going to play. Kenny Pickett eventually is going to get in there somewhere, but
Yeah.
who do you think is going to start in week 1 for the Steelers?
Okay, so you've got Rudolph, who, we've basically seen what he is. We've seen how he performs. We've seen him play. We know what the real deal is. You've got Mitch, who was touted as the most ready quarterback in the draft that just happened in April. And then obviously you've got Mitch, who was hailed as, the next best thing, having worked under Josh Allen and the Bills for however long he was there. Now, in my eyes, you have guys like Deontay Johnson, who just signed, I think, a 30-something million deal, wide receiver, who has upped his game and managed to pretty much catch most things as opposed to dropping balls that he was doing last season. Chase Claypool, who is a big talent, we know he's a big talent. He's a downfield threat; he can get it done. Najee Harris concerns me slightly because I feel like they overuse him, and as a running back, it only ends one way. It only ends one way, and it's not good. Look at Todd Gurley; he's kind of sort of banged up and never came back. So without having, we haven't really seen too much of Mitch. I've seen Rudolph. I feel like it's going to. Sorry, haven't seen too much of Pickett. We know what Carl Rudolph is. I'm leaning Mitch. I say that, and it's just occurred to me that I did read an article about Mitch struggling in camp. Now, these are the same people that said Jamar Chase couldn't catch a ball in practice, and he went and just torched the entire league. Wow. So, I feel like Mitch Trubisky is more pro ready. He's had the experience, albeit it wasn't great with the Bears. He's had some time under the Bills management. Josh Allen is probably, in my opinion, and I won't spoil it, but Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and to sit under his wing and that kind of management, I feel like Mitch technically should be the guy, and I'd be surprised if he isn't really.
Yeah, I think you're right too. I think eventually Pickett will will become the starting quarterback eventually, but I think it's probably smart to roll with Trubisky. Again, anything can happen in camp. An injury could happen at camp, and maybe one of their quarterbacks go down. Maybe they have to make a move for Garoppolo, right? But I think at the end of the day, I think Trubisky wins. But I think in like week 4 or week 5, if the Steelers are 1-3 or 2-3, or if they don't have a winning record, they're just squeezing by 500. The fans are probably going to want Pickett, right? So I think Pickett will get a start probably in week 5 or week 6. But I mean, I don't think Rudolph's going to win. I think he's just kind of there as an extra quarterback. But I think at the end of the day, Trubisky gets the starting nod. But I think by week 5 or week 6, you'll see Pickett. And, maybe the Steelers every once in a while roll with Pickett on like a third down or something to where he can make a play or something like that. But I think by week 5 or week 6, we'll see Pickett out there. And eventually after this season, if Pickett performs well enough, he'll be the guy going forward. But a lot of things can happen, but I can't see Pickett or Rudolph getting the starting. I'm agreeing with you. I think Trubisky will eventually be the starting quarterback. Thanks for listening to the Sports Town podcast, or the STP pod for short. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and much more. Also, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Sports Town Podcast. If you want to check out more videos of the Sports Town podcast, click on the right.